Let's get started here. So, anyone new here today? Anyone new? Yeah? Well, a lot of people. Okay, so first time attending and new? Okay, if you guys have seen the recordings or anything like that, you'll know we like to do this a little bit interactive, so you want to be near your keyboard to answer questions and participate. You don't have to, but the more you do, as a mentor, I know that you'll learn faster. So do the best you can. If you don't like to type, follow along mentally. Okay? All right, so today's topic is basically gonna be on exhaustion candles. Now, after we did the pro trading webinar 2 weeks ago, we found out a lot of people had still questions regarding exhaustion candles. They're like, "Hey, can we do more in-depth information on that?" So this is going to be a full hour on exhaustion candles. We're just going to do examples after examples after examples. Like, imagine this like a classroom. We're going to do examples, why exhaustion candles are there, why they work, at what times they don't work. So everything around it. So by the time this session ends, you guys will finally have a full understanding of exhaustion candles. Yeah. Okay, first time live, watch many of your recordings. Good. Feedback. I don't know how to handle the feedback on my end, but I think it should be okay it seems like it's okay for most people. Maybe you might have to check with your speakers or something. I'm not sure actually. All right. So let's clear up this chart completely. Okay. And let me take a screenshot of this. Okay, it should have a screenshot now. Okay. Now I'm gonna draw a red circle. Let me know if you guys can see that. Okay, maybe I'll make it blue so it's brighter. Or bright green maybe. Okay, yeah, I'll make it blue so it's more visible. Cool. Okay. So let's get started here. Now the room is packed. I'm sorry for those of you who are watching the recording now that you guys couldn't get in. Sorry about the timing, once again. But so some announcements. Before we begin, some announcements. One, I'm in Montreal, Canada now. So those of you who are in Canada, get in touch with us. We will catch up with you. Two, we are soon merging Urban Forex into Forex Watchers. So there will be no Urban Forex going forward. It will be merged with Forex Watchers. A lot of the content and everything will still be there. It's going to be more easy to read, easier to find, because right now when you come to Urban Forex, it's just a chat room, and there's hardly anyone's talking trading, and it's just all over the place. So I took control over it, made sure everything is more segregated, more refined, and more direct to the point. So look out for that in July. All activity if you type in urbanforex.com, you'll get redirected to Forex Watchers, and it'll all be there. Everything that you're looking for, it's there anyways. Okay? So webinars will continue as they do every 2 weeks. And the topics will be depending on you guys. So whatever emails we get in based on topics, we will take that and we will present on that. Do we need to register again? No. No registrations this time. So there's only going to be registrations if you decide to go for the strength meters like we discussed last time, because that's behind closed doors. But apart from that, just to read the content, you don't need to register. We removed that completely. Okay, Just give it a second. Let that truck nearby pass. It's making too much noise. Okay. Alright. So today's topic, exhaustion candles. Okay, so what do you guys think of exhaustion candles? What are they? What's an exhaustion candle? What does that mean to you guys? Or a pin bar? Or a hammer? Or an inverted hammer? Yeah, but what does it mean? So let me draw one. Time to reverse, selling pressure from top or bottom, reversal or continuation of trend, price warning. Okay, so everyone has a decent understanding of it, that it's an indication of a reversal. Do you guys, okay, many of you guys are new here, so we're not going to go into stuff we did last time. We're going to go straight into it here. I'm going to switch this to a whiteboard for 1 second to show you some information. Okay, let me know when the whiteboard is up. Carla, try restarting. Okay, whiteboard is up. Okay, few things. If you have, let me do fill, let's do green. Okay, so here's a green bar. If you have a green bar like that, but then instead of a wick on top, you have a massive tail on the bottom. What does that tell you? Let's say the market was doing this. It was coming down and down and down, and then it did that. Yeah, it's a lot of buying pressure. Okay, where's the opening price? Here's the opening price. Closing. Closing is here. Okay, let's do this in terms of a line, okay? So the market opened here, then he went as low as here, and then from here he went as high as there and closed. Look at that reversal the market's made. It even took out resistance here. This was a resistance point where the market dropped from last time. It took them out. Happy face? Yeah. Happy face. Okay. So it even took him out last time. Right? So he went up really, really strong. So strong buyers. If your exhaustion candle is in a downtrend and he turns green, it's strong buyers. So you guys want to take that down as notes. There's a bit of noise. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm getting quite a few of audio complaints. Okay, it's recorded also anyways. Just bear with me. The recording should be perfectly fine. Just hang in there. Just hang in there. Okay, so far so good. Everyone understand the strong buyer concept? Yeah? Okay. Now, if I take the scenario and change it a bit, I'm going to change it to this. Okay, it's still a downtrend, and we're going to do it this way. It's a red bar, but then it has a big tail on the bottom. What does that mean? Okay, now here's a different scenario. It's still a pin bar. It's still an exhaustion candle. It has a criteria of a big tail, bigger candle than the left, blah, blah, blah. It has all that stuff. Alexander, very good. It has buying pressure, but not as much as green. Tiago, also very good. Hardik, slowing down, very good. Okay, so this, let's talk about this one. Where's the open? Here's the opening price is here. The closing price is here. So let's draw this. The market starts from here. He goes all the way down. says strong sellers, huh? Strong sellers. And then he comes up in reversal and he closes right there. Notice he did not take out his previous resistance, which means who's still in control? Sellers. But it also means the sharpness it came up has significance. Now we are entering the state of buyers and sellers having a fight. They're battling this price. Okay, which means the price has a chance to come down yet once again a little bit to rebattle the support and then probably go up later. Yeah, it's basically a slow in momentum. Mackenzie, very good, very good. It's a slow in momentum. It's a slowdown process. Okay, so do you see how these two exhaustion candles can make a big difference? Yeah, so keep these things in mind so you get an idea of how strong an exhaustion candle is. Okay? Alright, now let's clear up all this. Let's go into when. Let's go into when. Okay? Now, if we see an exhaustion candle, you know, I had this problem a lot back in the day. Whenever I used to see something I was taught, I used to take it for, you know, face value, and I used to just look for that all over the charts, and the moment I saw it, I just hit the buy or sell button. Unfortunately, there's more to it. There's more to just following it to the bone. You know, there is conditioning, and conditioning is what I'm going to teach you guys right now, of when the exhaustion candles matter and when they do not matter. Yeah? Okay, so far so good. Everyone understood so far, yeah? Any questions so far? location. Yeah, good. Everyone seems to be okay. All right, let's keep going. So we have this exhaustion candle in front of us. This is a red one, okay? I'm gonna draw a market coming downwards, a downward market, but this market looks like this. And then this exhaustion candle shows up. How strong do you think the exhaustion candle represents a turnaround of the market? Maybe I should move this. Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll put the exhaustion candle right here. Okay. Short again. Okay, we shouldn't short, that's one thing, but we shouldn't buy yet either. The short already is showing us signs of a problem. Not to mention, the short began all the way up here. We don't want to sell when the price is at the worst. Like, we missed this opportunity. So the shorts are off the table, but the buys are still not on the table yet either. We're stuck in limbo. Okay. What this actually means is, think of it in a line graph. Look where the market actually started. He started from up here. Let's draw this. He started from up there. He came all the way down. And then the next candle opened. He went down. And then he came up as a retracement till there. What kind of pullback is this based on this trend? What kind of pullback? How many percent retracement is that? Yeah, you know, very small. And if when a retracement is shallow, what does that mean for the trend? Yeah, the trend will continue, or the trend is stronger. Yeah, the trend is too strong, which means the retracement, the trend is so strong that the buyers could not show anything, basically. So, an exhaustion candle on its own cannot have the power to turn the market. It has to be in context. Does that make sense? So, let's bring in the context. Let's give an example of a context. Okay, let's turn around the situation a bit. Okay, let's make the candle a little bit of a green. We'll make it like that. Not too big. We'll give it a nice little tail. Okay, nice little exhaustion. Well, let's make it a little bit bigger. Make them healthy. Okay, and then a downtrend looks like this. What's your feeling about this downtrend? How do you feel when you see a downtrend like that? Okay, so let's list all the characteristics. It's weak. Some people say it's weak. Okay, some people say buying pressure is coming. Okay, buying pressure. Okay, I'm not really good with writing with a mouse, but you get the idea. Buying pressure. Some people are saying slowdown. Slowdown is happening due to all the retracements it had. Time to exit any trades if you're in a sell mode. Very good. Very good. Sellers want to get out. Deb, fantastic answer. That's the real answer. Sellers are trying to remove their position. Okay? And consolidation. Okay? So it's slowing down to a point where it's just, it went from a downtrend to a fade. Okay? And then in this fade, the biggest candle showed up suddenly, and it has an exhaustion. And it's green. This gives you more clue of it's time. We are preparing for a launch. The slowdown can be reflected by time of day. Hopefully, this is the 1 hour or the 4 hour charts, so time of day should not affect us. But if we are working with smaller time frames like 5-minute chart, then Glenn, yes, it is very important to make sure the time of day is noticed, because the slowdown can happen between the Asian market and the European market, and it doesn't mean anything. But in a real market, a slowdown in London or the US or something, yeah, these are useful. Okay, so far so good. Everyone with me so far? Okay, now let's take all this knowledge that you guys have. We're gonna bring it onto a real chart. Okay, we're gonna do some examples on some past data. I know you guys hate past data. I do too. When I was a student, I was like, can't you show me real stuff live? But we'll go into live as we have time, but we need to first practice. Yeah? So let's get rid of all this. Okay, let's open up the screen sharing. Okay, I even opened up MetaTrader for you guys, since a lot of you guys are using MetaTrader. Let me Brexit. Let's move away from Brexit. Okay, let's spot all the exhaustion candles in here. Okay, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this area, and we're gonna draw all the exhaustion candles. Okay. Have these ideas been backtested? I use these all the time. In fact, I don't know if anyone from Forex Watchers in here? Anyone from the members area of Forex Watchers? Yeah, Hardik. You're here. So, you know, he'll be able to tell you that how often we do pay attention to candle designs in context, obviously. So it's critical for us. So we do it on a regular basis. All right. I mean, algo traded against generated equality curves. No, nothing electronic like that. So that may be, if someone knows how to do that, they can do that for us, please. Okay, let's go into this chart here. Now I'm gonna start pointing out all the exhaustion candles I see, but as I do that, see if you can in your mind point out all the exhaustion candles that you see as well, so that way you can get an idea. Okay, so here we go. Ready? I wouldn't say this is an exhaustion candle because a previous candle is way too big. This is not a continuation candle. Previous candle is way too big, so I'm going to put an X there, sorry. Okay, not an exhaustion candle. The tail and the wick is equal size practically. This is an exhaustion candle, but it's labeled as a continuation pattern. But the reason why this has no value, okay, this is going to be a little bit complex, but I'm going to go through each and every one of them and then we'll discuss them, okay? This has not much value is because look at this trend. He went up, made a higher high from him. Then he went down, held at support equals resistance. Then he went up, higher high, and then he went down, but he did not stop at support equals resistance. It's as if this high never happened. He came all the way back down to its previous support, and then he went back up, and then he made this exhaustion candle here, which looks like a continuation pattern. So unreliable. Remember context. Yeah, you can call this a W, you can call this a ghost if you're a Woody CCI kind of trader, or you can call this a head and shoulders, right? So it can be labeled in many things as you want. I don't follow the market terminology. I try to explain what does this mean? What does it look like? What are they trying to say? So we go more into stuff like that. Yeah, buyer's last push, right? Their last survival. So if it's buyer's last push, then we can't really trust this continuation pattern to take us north even further. Okay, moving forward, going. Okay, continuation pattern, it's possible. Every support equals resistance seems to be holding. So that's pretty much okay. And then there's a nice one there, continuation pattern. It's an exhaustion candle, but in a direction of a trend. It's red, which means if I look at this whole thing here, let's draw it in a line shape. So he comes down, chop, then he goes down. Okay, I'm right here, this part. He goes down, and then the market goes up. The candle opens, the exhaustion candle opens. He goes higher. He comes down low, and he closes lower than where he opened because it's red. Which means he's below support equals resistance of this piece, and a sharp turnaround indicates the buyer got smacked down. Hence, any activity for a sell on this side with the stops above this guy gives you a little bit more safety. And you're going with the trend. What about sell, stop, take profit, next PP? Pivot point, you mean? Yeah, well, we're not going into the pro trading strategy today. We're just talking about exhaustions, just, you know, when it works, when it doesn't work, and stuff like that. So, up until this point, everyone understood why this is okay. This is a good one. Yeah. Okay. So moving forward. Okay. Quiz. Is this an exhaustion candle for you guys? Anil, yeah, the pressure from the bottom is not so big compared to the pressure on top. So that's okay. Okay, so those of you... Okay, so this green exhaustion candle, is that an exhaustion or a continuation exhaustion? Good. It's not significant enough. It's not big. Good. So it's not an exhaustion. So those of you who said no, good job. Those of you who said yes, it is incorrect, but you will have more chances as we go forward. So we can keep going. What about this one? Okay, same situation. Previous candle's bigger. Now, doesn't it look like, why are we so focused on the previous candle, this and that, you know? Well, let's do it. Here, let's just explain it so that way there's no confusion. Look at where the market started. It started here, right? It started here, and then he went all the way up to here. So let's draw this in a line format. He starts from down here, he goes up and up 2 candles, and then the red candle starts from opening price there. He opens here, he goes higher, and he comes down and he closes like that. What kind of retracement is that? Okay? Now, think very carefully. This is, Enrique, very good, very good. So again, context. Now this looks like this could be 30%, could be 40% retracement, which is a pretty healthy retracement. It's not a 10% or 5%. It's pretty healthy. Not to mention it's so sharp as well. But the thing is, when we went upwards, when we went up, we breached this support equals resistance and we're holding on the upper side of it. Does everyone see that? Not to mention, on top of that, we're in this massive downtrend which we haven't breached their support equals resistance here. This is what's referred to as the money spot at Forex Watchers. We call this the money spot. This is a spot where everyone gets screwed over and the people who know what's going on step in to take the money. Because to some people this looks like it's an uptrend here. To trend followers this looks like it's a downtrend to hit it. And then to support resistance guys, everyone keeps hitting the buys in these areas thinking it's a higher high. And anyone trading a lower time frame also keeps hitting the buys. And then the sells come in and they take all those buy orders and they drag it down. Does that make sense? Yeah, core trading basically right there. So again, let's recap that in case it didn't digest a little bit. Let's recap that. So if it wasn't in a downtrend, this would be pretty good because this looks pretty decent. Right? However, you're stuck with the dilemma of I am above this support equals resistance. Let me change the color so you guys know where I am. Here. All right. So let's move forward. Let me see how much I can get rid of. Okay. Let's go back to our blue. Okay. Is this an exhaustion candle here? Okay. No. Previous candle, still way too big. How about this one? Yeah, much better. Much better. Look at the previous candle. Look at the direction of the market. Look at the support equals resistance. You know, it's so much healthier. This isn't a trend though. Here we have an overall trend, which is a down. We also have a minor trend, which was up, reverted to down. So minor trend is down, overall trend is down as well. Okay. Okay, here's a tricky one. What about this one right there? What do we do with that one? Too small, inside a range. Sideways chop. But it's only been sideways for 2 candles. Tiago, regarding we have to wait and see. Regarding wait and see, we can't necessarily do that considering it's green. But remember the context we were talking about earlier? Let's do the context. So I'm going to remove all this stuff. Let's do context. Okay, all clean. Okay. It's a downtrend, right? Coming in from here. Let's say the immediate downtrend. Let's draw that. So it's down, up, down a little bit, very high up, down hard, base, and then exhaustion candle. So, does it look like buyers are taking control? No. And Akis, and this is why I was saying it's a tricky one, because some will buy this, and that's okay, and that's okay. You know, you can't win all of them, but there is context to it that can help you filter stuff like this out. Yeah. All right. How about this one? How about this one? Does this tell you, what does this tell you? Yeah, Natalie, it looks like it's like a continuation. Martin, trend continuation. Freddy, yes, there are some buying pressure. Kilimanjaro, it's a wannabe, yes. It's not exactly a perfect exhaustion candle. Gary, it's a lookalike, very good. So, here's the context for this one. Now, notice it looks exactly like the previous guy that we were looking at, where he just shows up at the bottom, you know, and we're like, could this be the bottom right there? Well, let's take a look at it in terms of context now. Ready? I'm going to continue this design here. I'm going to go like this. So the markets went down, then up, then down, then up, then down, sideways, down, up, down. Give me a second. The drawing will show up. Give me a second. Down, up. Okay. Let me know when the drawing shows up. It's up? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sketch and move it so you guys can see it. Wait, hold on, let me remove this other one. I'm going to move this away. Okay. Everyone see it? Has it moved away? Yeah, Deb, it only shows up when I stop the drawing. Okay, now that you guys see it moved away, notice this. We had a slowdown here. Let me change the color. Okay, we had a slowdown here, right? And then the market caught some speed. And then once the market caught some speed, he got down to here. And then what happened once he got down to here? How much retracement after this point? Yeah, 100%. It's like, whoa, what is that? Okay, after that 100%, the sellers tried again. When they tried again, is there a new lower low? When this exhaustion showed up, which is this piece here, that's the tail of the exhaustion. New lower low? No, but the exhaustion is red though. So all we can do is wait and see a little bit more to see how much more can they push. Because it is pretty much getting ready. The last few candles, if you can look, it's not in a solid downtrend. It's a struggling downward move. It's a 2 candle down, 2 candle up, 1 candle down, and then a complete turnaround. Yeah, and Jake, that's very good observation. If you're actually into divergences, you'll notice a divergence show up here. But do you see where this exhaustion candle, to read it perfectly, we had to understand all of this? Yeah. So that's the difference in getting a little bit of context. And yeah, it does take a little bit of practice. I don't necessarily teach it like this, you know, to the public because it's too in depth. The stuff like this we do at Forex Watchers, but hopefully this will give you a taste of how any strategy or anything that you do, if you can put a little bit of context to it, you can really make it very powerful. Okay, so far so good? Anyone confused? Anyone lost or anything? Okay, shall we put on some of the pivot points and everything, and then we look at some exhaustions around the area, and we declare it good or bad, so that way you guys get some practice? Yeah, more examples? Okay. Paul, when you look at the previous candle, do you compare body sizes or ranges? Both. Both. Preferably the entire candle itself. Okay, so let's take a look at the markets with the pivot points on it. Pro trading. Okay, let me just take a random area on the charts. Let's go back. Any random area. Okay, let's say right here, for example. There's a nice flows, ups and downs. Okay, let's take a screenshot. Okay, let me know when it comes up. Anil, looking at correlated pairs might save you. Absolutely, but again, that's going too advanced as of right now. We're just going on exhaustions today. But the answer to that is yes. Okay, charts visible, up and clear. Put that little blue light again. I'm going to draw a blue circle. Let me know when it shows up. Yeah? Okay. All right. So, some exhaustions and relativity for the exhaustions. Here we go. Valid? Invalid. Try not to look at the green bars afterwards. Try to tell me based on the criterias. Valid? Valid? Okay, give me all the reasons. Give me all the reasons that just come into your mind. Why is it valid? Sifan Mandia. Sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Very good. Valid, but risky due to the wall. Very, very good. Okay, it's bigger than the previous candle. Good. What else? Big tail. Good. What else? So, bigger than the previous candle, big tail, small body. It was in a trend, yeah. And the tail sticks out. That's the last one. Here, if I can go like this, the tail is out in the open. SP SPA or SPHA? Alright. SPA? Okay. SPA? Okay. Looks like the Morning Star and left side, since there's gap and space. Yeah, Hardik Joshi, very good. Yeah, there's space. Okay, so now in terms of context, we got down, up, very strong down, but then a very strong up. And then another down after the strong up, no lower low, and a faker. He pops out but pops right back in. Okay. So many signs that it says is good, but there's a problem of massive resistance right above our heads. Yeah, so that what causes it not to be invalid as of right now. Okay, so next one. Let me clear all this out. Next one, here we go. Valid, invalid. Not valid. Okay, invalid. Good. Valid, invalid. Okay, Deb, why not valid? Because this one, the previous candle is way too big. And the downtrend is way too strong for that little exhaustion to turn it around. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. All right. So yeah, we're back to this one, the second one down here. So you guys are saying invalid. Previous candle is bigger. Okay, good. What about the one just after that, the green one? Good enough to turn around the market? Okay, we're gonna jump straight up to voila, this green guy. Valid or invalid? This is a good one. Close outside the previous candle. Valid resistance. Not much space to the left. Okay, so the candle is invalid. Okay, what about the one before that? As a continuation, is that valid? Yeah, that one is a lot more valid. You have the floor below you. You have support resistance below you. You have the last 3 days worth of data below you. Exhaustion candle is bigger. The tail is huge. The candle is green. The uptrend seems to be very, very strong. So context is also okay. And then you have your floor above you right here. Your ceiling, sorry. Where you have so much congestion up here, which means your target area. Right? Okay. Now, next tricky one. What about this? Valid or invalid? Let me clear up the side so you guys can see the walls and everything. For those of you who are confused, like what kind of walls is this guy talking about? Well, there's a strategy called pro trading strategy. It's on YouTube. It's also on urbanforex.com. This is all relevant around it. Okay, so valid continuation. Okay. This is the one where we call the money spot. Because notice how people will get dragged into a possible okay, so here's day one. Oops, sorry. Let me make it red so you guys, and red and maybe even thicker. Okay. You guys can see this red line? Let me know. Yeah, okay. So there's day one. Day two. And we have day three. Also, he's above day 3. Okay, so we got nothing stopping him. He's clear for the rise. He's coming in hot from green bars. We've unfortunately come into the money spot. The money spot being people from the higher time frames are looking to hit this as a sell. Because that's a retracement. It's a pullback sell for them. Okay? But if you follow the strategy to the bone, you can, and you can take that one as a loss. That's okay. If you do follow it to the bone, because even following it to the I built the strategy in such a way that even if you follow it to the bone, you should come out overall in positive. Yeah, price action will always dominate. Will always dominate. Okay, let's do one more set of examples, and then we'll go over any questions or anything that you guys might have. So let me open up the charts again. Let's pick up a different date. Okay, stop. Okay, let's just stop there. All right. We'll go with the screenshot. I don't know if there's much exhaustions. I didn't look properly, but I just stopped it. Okay. Let's make this light blue again so you guys can see it. Circle on top. Nishi, hello, Naveen couldn't enter the webinar earlier because the limit had exceeded. Do you upload this later? Yes, yes. If you are new in here who just stepped in maybe because the webinar was full, it is recorded and it will be on YouTube in the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so exhaustions. Okay, obviously everyone is gonna say now this is insignificant, invalid. Very good, very good. Okay, this guy, this red one, invalid. Okay, I don't see much exhaustions in here, in fact, other than some invalids all over the place. Yeah, these are all invalids. Inner range, too small. The next green, this one? Diego, is that the one you're saying? So let's do a full recap really quickly. I'm gonna go to the whiteboard. So tell me everything you know about an exhaustion candle. Now we have the 4 criteria of an exhaustion, right? Which is the exhaustion candle must be bigger than the previous candle. The tail must stick out. The tail, the body must be smaller than the tail, and it must be in a trend, right? We got the little 4 criteria, but that's just to point out the exhaustion. Then we have the whole criteria of, is the exhaustion in context, right? And in context, we're looking at many factors. You know, some of the factors include how strong is the trend. We look at, is the trend slowing down? Is there any lower lows or higher highs in the trend? Or are they just hitting the bottoms and then an exhaustion candle shows up? Okay, so all of these things we need to keep in mind. It makes a big difference between a green exhaustion based on where it is and a red one. So keep that in mind as well. If you ever have doubts or you're getting lost behind, draw on your chart with a line, and then move the line away and be like, okay, well, what does this look like if I do it like that? If I just move it away and be like, does it look like it's slowing down? Does it look like it's speeding up? Okay? Makes sense? You guys think you guys can tackle exhaustion candles going forward? It's not just exhaustion candles. You take any candle, any candlestick course out there that goes out and tries to put all these fancy vocabularies in your brain, just draw it. Just draw it and figure out what it's trying to say, what it means. Does that look like this market's slowing down, getting faster, turning around? Because here's a question for you guys. Why were candlesticks created? Let's see if you guys have a clue. Why were candlesticks actually created? Buyers and sellers, give you guys another 5 seconds. Rice traders in Japan, yeah, that's correct. But for what? Why were they created? Okay, so I'm gonna debunk the biggest myth in the market regarding candlesticks. Candlesticks, for people, what they do is, if they're on the 15-minute time frame, is they look at a candlestick to predict what's gonna happen next. The problem is, on a smaller time frame, predicting does not work so easily. A candlestick shows you a universe within. It tells you all the receipts, all the transactions that took place in that time period. So if you take this on a daily, preferably, then one candle of the daily will tell you what's the sentiment of the market. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's going to tell you what's happening there. Who's doing what. So it was made for a larger time frame to sum it down into a nutshell and be like, got it. I know exactly what happened that day. Very quickly, because the person can draw this out. It opened here, it came this low, it got rejected, and it closed a little bit higher. Okay, for me, that means the price could not breach this price over here. All this was fake. If it could not breach that price, hence, the next day, I can assume the markets will possibly head north. You cannot do this on a smaller time frame. So, candlesticks were made for a standalone piece on a higher time frame. Very standalone, very, very standalone. It's made for one piece at a time to see the universe within. Does that make sense? Yeah, this webinar was recorded, is being recorded. All of it, all of the above. Alright, guys, so that's it for today. I'm so glad you guys all came again. It was good to see all of you new guys here also. Again, if you guys are in Canada, I would love to see you guys in person. So, thank you again. Until next time, guys. Cheers. Bye for now.